Today I'm answering yet another one of your many, many questions. This one is about being an empath and what we can do with the power. Here we go.
My happiness is right where I left it. I can remember when the simplest was all I wanted.
Hello everyone and welcome to Freedom Friday, where you learn how to free yourself and live your dreams. I'm Darienne from DariaWaken.com, and if you notice, I am in a little bit of a different spot in my room. Usually I'm closer to the window. Frankly, I just really didn't feel like making my bed, and I legit just rolled out of bed. I woke up like this. No. I've been laying in bed until like noon. It's around noon time right now. And story of my life. I'm still pregnant. That's still there. I'm about 7.5 months now. So I got some time. I'm feeling really good at the present moment. So I figured I would answer this empath question. So if I'm like looking strange, the video, that's why, because I moved and I've put you guys are on my tripod. And I might even keep it the frame like this from now on. I don't know, because I kind of liked the lighting. So we'll see. It seems a little easier. Usually I have to like move a chair and put it all over there, and it's a big hassle. And this one I could just... Okay, I'm babbling now. Here we go. So I had a wonderful commenter ask me about a question that I don't get so often. And I really loved this question because it was such a positive question. Usually, from all of the empaths that come onto my channel, usually you find 10 signs you're an empath, that video that I posted a while back. And then you start asking me questions and you start looking at more of my videos. And a lot of the questions are somewhere along the lines of, how do I manage this curse? What do I do with this? Or it's a little bit more negative, how do I deal with life and the world and relationships and people? And there's lots of questions you guys are asking, but this one question was, what can I do with this power? And I was like, holy shit, I love that question. So not only do I have my own answers in my own personal life, but I took it upon myself to go and consult my coach group of all of the Spirit Junkie coaches that trained with me to ask, because there's many, many empaths in there. Lots of empaths become coaches. It's one of our superpowers. So I went in to ask them and kind of get some feedback. And some of the feedback that I got was like, people were really excited and like, oh my God, I could do a whole series on this. And so I do just want to give you guys, because this is just like a 15-minute video, I don't want to go completely into it, but I do want to tell you what you can do as an empath, the positive side of being an empath, and the abilities that we have. And I'm going to just really speak from my heart. And I want to thank you, beautiful soul that asked the question. I probably should have looked up your name. I'll have to give you a shout out in the description because I didn't even look up your name before I went on here. But thank you for the question. And I did tell the person who asked, I did tell her that I would be answering this in a video. So hopefully she's looking out for it. So there are a lot of those negative sides to being an empath, and I know it can be really, really difficult, and there's lots of challenges, but when you rock it as an empath, which is what I promote and why I love this question so much, I have the Facebook group called #RockinEmpath, minus the G, not rocking, rockin'. So if you want to look that up, in the description, I'll put a link so that you can go access that. If you are an empath, if you watch my 10 Signs You're an Empath video and you want to go connect with more empaths, we have empaths of all kinds. We have ones that are just discovering they're an empath, have been an impaired empath their whole lives and are really struggling, and This is kind of like the one thing that they found that's kind of like the answers to a lot of their problems. And then we have empaths that have been like, you know, this has been really beautifully cultivated my whole life, and they're just owning it. So you get all walks of the empath lives in that group. And I really promote rocking it, not being a victim, and really looking at this as like a power or a gift of some kind. And I don't mean that by saying that it separates us from the rest of the world, that as empaths we're any better or everybody has the ability to be empathic, but some of us empaths are people that really relate to that and really just really relate to that closely, all the traits of the empath. We're just born with that natural ability. We're really born with a more open sacral chakra. It's our second chakra. And because of that, that's where we connect with the emotions of others. And because we are born with it naturally opened, we just feel everything, you know? So in my own life, I will list a few of the things that I am able to do, and I'm so blessed that I'm able to do because I am an empath. So the one biggest, greatest, most amazing thing for me that I have been able to use this power for is to connect with other people on a deep spiritual and emotional and energetic level, to the point where it is beyond words, it is beyond flesh, it is beyond this physical realm. It is inexplicable and deeply fulfilling. I, as an empath, because of my empath abilities, because of my open base or second chakra, because of my openness to feeling the feelings of others and the energies around me, I can deeply connect with people. And to me, and just I think as a human being, there really is no greater feeling to be able to feel that connected, to be able to intuitively sense that you are connected to everything and all things. And as an empath, we're just born like that. Like we feel the energy of everything. So we know through that we are just naturally connected to it. And it's really beautiful and it's really fulfilling. And I have been able to, see deep within the soul of many human beings. And I've been able to connect deeply with many human beings. As a result of that, as an empath, we also have this, because we can feel the world, because we're so connected to it, normally a lot of us have this deep desire to help the world. And as an empath, it gives us the ability to do so. So for instance, I can use this in my coaching, when I'm coaching a client one-on-one, if I'm talking to somebody on Facebook, if whatever the case may be, if I am trying to coach people through, I can help them to get real clear on their own emotions that maybe they haven't quite tapped into. All of us have emotions that we haven't quite tapped into. We're all walking around like, God, I didn't even realize that bothered me, but it was some deep-seated thing. You know, we all kind of have that. And as a coach, in my profession, and just whether I'm coaching from a stage or from online or from here, it really helps being an empath because I am able to see through the surface. So that's those are probably the two biggest things. It's really being able to connect with the world and to help the people of the world. Now, there are lots of other things, like I can shift energy with my mind. Like we all can shift energy with our minds, but because I'm so sensitive and so in tune to energy, I'm really, really good at doing energy healings and energy cleanings. Like I can clean the energy of a room because when I walk into it, I can feel the energy of it. I can clear the energy within myself because I'm really, really self-aware from being an empath, because I'm so sensitive to energies. And I've really honed in even more over the last few years, on energy sensitivities. It's interesting because in my experience, how I have learned to really own it and rock it as an empath is by becoming even more sensitive to energies around me, and to be able to really pinpoint what those energies are and where they're coming from, and how to shift them. Because we do, I mean, science proves, and this may sound crazy, like I can move energy with my mind, but science proves that every human being on the planet can and does shift energy with their mind. Energy changes depending on the person observing it. So through your own observation, the vibration that you're projecting out, whatever you are looking at, is going to change the way it vibrates. That's essentially what it means to when I'm saying I shift energy with my mind. But when you're an empath and you're very already in tune to it, you really have the ability to tap into what's going on and what the energies are doing. So it really is cool, and it's something that you can have a lot of fun with, and it kind of does feel like a superpower. And again, I don't want to separate us from the rest of the world. Everybody has the ability to tune into this, to tap into it, but us empaths are really just kind of born with the sensitivity. And a lot of us get really, really overwhelmed when we don't know how to harness it. But once we do, it's incredible. So some of the things that, now the obvious things, like I can tell when people are lying, it's real hard to lie to me. And I just let people lie to me. I don't really get into, I don't, if you want to lie to me, you can lie to me. I don't know. I'm just at the point, I think I'm at the point through age and wisdom and life experience. I'm at the point where I really don't care. Like if and being able as an empath to see right through, like I can see all the trouble you just went through to lie to me. And it's like, well, I don't know why you're lying to me, because I know the truth. I can see the truth. I can sense the truth. I know all this whole charade you just went through. I can even see the insecurity as to why you're lying about it. I can see all that. And sometimes my partner, my baby daddy, sometimes he'll get like mad at me because he doesn't quite understand what it is to be an empath. And he kind of gets mad at me. Like sometimes it'll be like, well, don't you know what I like he just assumes that I can read his mind, which that I can't do. I can't read minds, at least not yet anyway. But I can read energy. And so sometimes he gets mad at me for that. And then other times he's like, he gets kind of frustrated because it's like, get out of my head kind of thing. Get out of my energy, or like stop reading me. And it's something that we can't really turn off. So it's kind of funny, but so that's one that kind of comes in handy for yourself, that you can kind of see, really, really see through people. It helps to know that, to be able to open up to people, and know who you can really, I don't want to use the word trust, because I feel like that's kind of fear-based. There's a lot of fear in that, but to know who is in a place to be able to receive your vulnerability. Ooh, that was really good. I like that. So like if you're in a place where you need to open up and you need to vent and you just need a friend, using your empathic abilities will really help you to be able to know really which friend is in a stable state to be able to receive that vulnerability and nurture you in that moment. So that's a really good one. So I could go on, and just like my friend said on the coaching group that I asked, she was like, we could do a whole series. Let's do a whole series on this. We could go on, but She told me that she built her $1 million company through the powers of being an empath, that she found the love of her life through the powers of being an empath, through using those powers and harnessing that. She's had so many successes in her life. Another one of my beautiful coach soul sisters said that when she came to the point where she learned how to not be fearful of feeling feelings and then just releasing them, once she got to the point where she could do that, and that was just, she's just not afraid to feel those feelings anymore, and she can allow them to move through her and out of her, she really found a lot of peace and joy within herself, and that really helped her, because as an empath, you know that we pick up a lot of people's emotions, and so that was really good. And if you mean, I'm sure y'all don't read through the comments like I read through my own comments that I get on YouTube, but if you do read through the comments, all of the empaths that are like, oh no, I don't think it's a curse, and it's totally cool, I've been an empath my whole life, and they're just like not really as phased as some of us more the impaired empaths, or the very distraught and distressed ones that are like, the whole world is too much to handle. Every single solitary one of them will tell you, I just simply learned how to release energy. I just simply learned how to let it go. And that's really when the power kicks in, and that's really when you start to do great, wonderful, wonderful things. So there's a lot that you can do as an empath. Being able to, I don't know, my coach friend, my soul sister, I don't know, she didn't go into detail about how she built her $1 million business. She owns a spa called Align Spa. And she's a beautiful soul. But I'm assuming as an empath, you have the ability to follow your gut a little bit more and your intuition on how to design things, how to, making decisions. We're really good at making decisions. It takes us a really long time because we have to outweigh everything. As empaths, we have to put ourselves in the position of if we choose left and then take ourselves out, and then put ourselves in the position of if we choose right and then take ourselves out, to be able to really embody what it would mean to make that decision before we can make a decision. So it's a little bit more difficult for us to make decisions. No, it's not more difficult. It just takes a little bit more time because we have to fully embody what it would mean to make that decision. But once we do so, it's an incredible decision. It's going to be the best decision you could possibly make for yourself. And we have that ability. And, I think for me, I think that the greatest superpower that we have is that deep connection with people. I don't think that there is anything greater than being able to talk to somebody that says to you, I've never been able to say this to anybody. And how healing it is for you to just be yourself and just be sitting there because you are an empath, because you have that very open chakra, because you have the ability to see through to that person, and you make them feel like you can see their soul and it's safe enough. You make them feel safe enough. And I know that a lot of you can feel like, oh my God, so-and-so just dumped all her problems on me. And, it's not, I want to tell you as an empath, it's not your responsibility to heal people or to fix people, but to inadvertently just do it because you're just kind of sitting there being who you are, and being who you are just naturally heals people or helps them to really heal themselves and open up. That just touches my heart that we naturally just have that ability. That's an incredible gift. And I wouldn't fucking trade it in for the world. I love deeper because I'm an empath. I love deeper than so many people have been able to love in their lifetimes, and maybe ever will. And that is a fucking superpower that I can love that deep. So there are tons and tons. If you are watching this and you are an empath and you want to chime in, please tell us in the comments below what being an empath has done for you on the positive aspect of it, and how you use your empath abilities as a superpower. And really own it, because I love this conversation. I love you who asked the question. I'm so sorry I don't know your name. I'll give you a shout out in the description. And on DiaryAwaken.com, of course. So yeah, I want to thank you for asking the question. I want to thank you for inspiring this video. And of course, as always, go over to all social media, Darienne Empire on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Check me out. I post a lot. I post some personal stuff. I've been posting some bumpies of my belly, and I'm gonna be popping soon, so I'm sure I'll post some pics of my newborn baby girl if you want to get a little bit deeper. I'm always posting positive things. I post mini blogs because I go on these little rants of positivity and love. And make sure you join the Rockin' Empath Facebook group. Put the link in the description. And what else? Subscribe if you haven't, because every single Friday you will get this video, Freedom Friday. So that's a free weekly tip. And now every single Tuesday at 7 p.m. I'm not re-releasing. I'm actually, for the first time, releasing, but they're replays. I'm releasing pre-recorded replays of my Mission Love webinars while I am pregnant and unable to commit to doing the weekly live interviews. I am doing the replays, and none of them have ever been public as of yet. So they're all fresh and new to y'all. And they're just every single week, it's a new, really incredible spiritual teacher and spiritual guide, and somebody that's just going to be awesome and kick ass. And so go check that out. Okay. I love you all, and I will see you next time.
So now I'm